All right, guys. This is DJ Wolf Live on For All to Hear TV. All right. Um, my weight loss journey. I'm actually going to be making let you guys know my progress when I get to my doctor's office at some point and let you know how I went. So far, I think I'm pretty good. I did my first 24-hour fast in a while. So OMAD, which is the 1 meal a day deal, and I feel good. I ate one meal a day last night after I did my 24-hour fast. So I'm close to my second 24-hour fast. Well, not quite. Well, I guess you could say that because I had my 1 meal this morning. So basically, last night it started after 6 o'clock. After I ate that meal, 6 to 12, and 6 to 12, 12 to 6, which will be 12 hours, and another 6 to 12 is 18. So I'm almost roughly 2.5 hours away from about almost 2 hours away from my second 24-hour meal. Although technically this one doesn't count, even though I ate at 6 o'clock this morning, but technically it does count as a 1 meal a day because this would have been 1 meal a day for me. But anyway, because this is for the next go round. But nevertheless, this actually is kind of along that line. And the reason why I say it's kind of along that line at this point, because I only had an egg. An egg, I don't think the egg is more than maybe 12 grams of protein. But for some reason, the egg did it for me today. I don't know why. I had salad yesterday. Of course, I had my regular BM twice today. So, and still I'm not hungry, which is good. In some ways, it's real good because I wanted to eat as light as I could, having get any additional things, which I didn't. So for that being probably because they do recommend if you are going to be doing some kind of fasting, and of course, like I always say, if you do any kind of fasting or whatever, that you're on a diet, and you're on the diet, that you call yourself, I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna be positive about it. I'm not trying to be negative. And if you're on a diet or you're trying to be on a diet, it's always good to follow your doctor's orders, to talk to a doctor about it before you start any diet. And I always recommend that to anybody. Don't go by just my word because mine is for my benefit, for me. And I'm just talking about my weight loss journey. That's what I'm talking about right now. And so I've been drinking water most of the day anyway, what they call water fasting. So I've been doing pretty or really in this case 9 hours. So really longer than that because I woke up drinking water, so really about 12 hours water fast. But I can't count that because I ate this morning 6, so it's actually 9 hours water fast. So I'm doing that in intervals as well. But like I said before, it works for me. But you have to find out what works for you. Talk to a doctor first. You know. So I'm gonna talk to my doctor when I get a chance to talk to him about it and see what he thinks. I don't think I actually talked to him about fasting. I think he talked to it briefly. But the one thing I do know for myself that I did do was cut out snacking. No between meal snacks. That means even though it's protein enriched like nuts and stuff like that, and some fruits, I cut the snacking of that out. If I do it with anything, I do it with my meal. Like if I have a salad, like I did last night, I put that in my salad. You know, to kind of flavor it up a little bit. And it wasn't a lot either. But it was enough that it's like, wow, it's so good. It's delicious. I'll have it again. You have to train your mind. You have to train your mind to, and your body and your gut, of course, to want to crave that kind of thing versus craving the stuff that all this processed food and stuff like that, fried foods that we always crave for, you know. And like I said, there's certain things I crave for now, but I don't crave for as much because I know what's going to happen if I eat it. I get addicted to it. I'm addicted to all kind of my, popular favorite fast foods, and I don't, and I stay away from the fast foods now, especially if you go the last several months. Since all these price hikes of food, it make you stay clear from it. Because I was getting annoyed by it every time I paid $10 for a burger and fries, and you didn't even get soda. That annoyed the hell out of me to a point I said, no, you know what? I might as well go ahead and just do a lifestyle change, and that's what led me to doing it anyway. Other than, in addition to what the doctor told me about what I needed to do for my health, this also led me to do that too. It really did, because food prices are getting too expensive among everything else, housing, cars, and all of that, because they know house you can't do without, food you can't do without, of course job you can't do without, and for a number of us, transportation you can't do without, especially if it's private transportation like a car. That's the ones that they hit you the hardest with. But what the thing that really bothers me is why they hit you so hard with the food prices. People are never, and I repeat, people are never going to stop buying food. As long as they they can eat it, they have an appetite. They're never going to stop eating food. That's why, why do they have to raise food prices so high? This is ridiculous. I can still raise up the price a little bit, but not to a point where you got to take out a loan to get a daggone bag of groceries. And speaking of that, one bag of groceries costs you twice as much as it used to for one bag. I remember I bought a bag of groceries. Now they wasn't even a bag of groceries. Half a bag was $75. I didn't buy nothing. I didn't get anything out of it. I'm still like, what is this? I said, this is crazy. Absolutely insane. I got nothing for what I paid for. But they got my money. I find that truly amazing. That they did get. They got my cash. And the gas price, that's another whole story. It's like these folks that, the powers be just don't give a damn about you no more. They don't. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. That's the way I feel. And people talk about, I ain't in the religion, I ain't in the spiritual, I don't believe in all that. Well, you better start believing something. If you believe you're tired of the mess that they do, you better get right. Well, they say get right with God. Don't delay, do it today. As they always say. Don't delay, do it today. Ain't that the truth? It amazes me, and I was just telling somebody earlier, I said, it amazes me a lot of these youngins today don't go to church. A lot of them don't go. That surprised me, even on my own. A lot of ones that were going, they don't go there no more. And not necessarily because they moved out there, because some of them still living there and they won't go. Well, a number of them. And then they, into all of that social media stuff, they believe in that. They believe in, posting, getting likes. They believe in that. But they don't believe in God. I don't get it. You believe the power of social media and getting likes from showing videos of other people's misery and stuff. Oh yeah, y'all believe in that, truly. But you don't believe in religion. You don't believe in God. And let me tell you something about that right quick while I'm talking about it. There are things I believe in God about. You ain't awake now. There's things I believe in God about where it's kept my sanity. It has kept me. Real talk. It's kept me from, it has. It's literally kept me from being angry at times, being sad at times, keeping my calm, keeping my nerves intact. It's kept me to be a better person. You know, seriously. It's kept me from trying not to be like somebody else. You know, and be myself. That's what God is in general. But that, you know, but I'd go into that another time. But I just want to say, people who say they don't believe in God and all of that are people who, I mean, and I'm talking about for people who are completely lost. And I'm only saying for the apply to the people who probably need God and don't know they need God. You know, because it's a lot of mess going on now for you not to. Especially those of you who once had God in your life and left. You know. So I'm off my soapbox about that for right now. I'll get more into it later on. You know. But that's why we have to take care of our health. You know. Even if you have faith, you still got to take care of your health. Faith without work is dead. It's the truth. That's another whole story. But, which is why I had to get right for myself, man. Body-wise, spiritually, and everything else. For me. You know. And it has helped. It's helped me get through a lot of stuff over here. This past year, you know, I feel better than I ever have. I mean, I'm even walking faster. I'm talking better. You know, I have more clarity when I'm talking. It may not sound like it, but I do. You know, at least I feel it. I don't get a lot of aches and pains. Of course I do when I'm lifting weights and stuff like that. You know, but I can tell my body's changing. My body's actually looking. You know, and my brother used to tell me, my brother was, you know, he's a fitness buff himself. He stay fit all the time. And he told me, he said, man, bro, he said, once you get back in the gym, guaranteed all is gonna snap back right back. And he's right. It did. It really did. You know? And I was like stunned and dumbfounded. You know, and I've had compliments from people who tell me all the time. I'm trying to stress this point out because too many of us are overweight. That's male and female, and we eat all this junk that they put out there for you to eat, and you don't realize how bad it is for you. And that goes for the older people and younger people. And you keep on doing it. You know, and at some point you gotta let that mess go. Because it ain't good for you. It's not good for you anyway. It's not good for you at all. But we tend to climb onto it. And people say, oh, diets are hard. Don't make it a diet. I don't even call it my plan a diet. I call it a lifestyle transition. Or just a lifestyle commitment. Or a lifetime lifestyle commitment, what I call it. It's no longer a diet for me anymore. It can't. You can't, because a diet is something that just you do just to lose enough weight to go to a beach or get fitted for a dress or a suit at a wedding or something like that. That's a diet. No. People who really commit don't make it about a diet. They don't. Truth be told, people commit to losing weight and building their bodies back and getting right and not snacking and not cheating or even talk about cheat days. You know, are committed, you know, to putting in the real work. And I will say this, the hardest thing about your lifestyle change and getting your body right is going to the gym. That, to me, even for me, it's hard. The easiest thing is making the right choices. That's easy. You say, oh, it's so hard, because I like what I like. Yeah, a lot of stuff I like too. But guess what? I know how it feels once I start eating it. I know what happens the next day or the next week or the next month when I start putting them pounds back on. You know, especially when I'm eating the same every week. You know, and you have people that eat the same stuff, the same food all the time. I'm like all the time. Look at this food right here. Like all the time, every day, all the time. Yeah, they do all the time. You know, it's ridiculous. You know? So I'm just at a point now. I'm saying the change is within you. You ain't got to wait on no doctor. You know, probably be cheaper than actually getting a training at a specific training at a wellness gym. You know, I talked to one right out here, not far from my house. But for what he was trying to compare to what I was paying, compared to paying Planet Fitness was as different as night and day. And I told my old lady, I said, I don't need no training. Before now, how to lose the weight. I know how to lose the weight. And I'm not, this ain't hyperbole, and I ain't bragging, but it's the truth. I know how to do it. I've done it before. You know. But she said, oh, you know how to do military? Yeah, because I think, yeah, you had to. You had to learn how to physical fitness and all that. Yeah, that's how I got started. But I wasn't, when I went in the military, I was skinny. I wasn't even the minimum weight that I was supposed to be. I was below it. I was actually 160, like 160 or something like that. I was real skinny. I had no weight on me when I left Ohio. I really didn't. I picked up 40 pounds by the time I got home, when I got in the military. 40 pounds. All right. So, yeah, I had to learn to build and all that. But the thing of it is, you know, if you know how to do it, you don't need how to lose weight. And I'm looking at it in the mirror, and my brother just recently got me this little exercise thing that I could use. I do in my house while I watch TV and all that. And you just bend. It's like a little. I forget. It's a you can do bends that help reshape your muscles in your back, and your abs, and your chest, and your arms. You know, good exercise machine. It didn't cost me anything. And I told him I really appreciate that because it's something I needed anyway. But that's another story. But the thing of it is, there's ways you could do for yourself if you do it the right way and you're consistent and you concentrate on what you're doing. You know, there's stories upon stories upon stories where people lost weight and got rid of some of their ailments. Diabetes is one. It's been proven fact. You can do it, you know. But like I said, I didn't need a trainer, but trainer was trying to convince me, oh, you don't need Planet Fitness, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. I use them. Last time I was using them, and I was on my last diet, that was on a number of years ago, I lost 60 pounds. But it wasn't just for using Planet Fitness, but it was a big portion of it, you know. But I gained muscle at the time. I lost the weight through them, and I was walking on top of that, but I was walking through my neighborhood and lost weight. In 2 weeks, I had lost like 15 pounds. So don't tell me you can't do it. You know, I'm tired of people speaking about, oh, I can't do it. No. You don't treat it as a diet, you treat it as a lifestyle change, as a lifestyle commitment. That you're committed to doing what you need to do to take care of yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, who you going to help to take care of? You know? You start with you. Bottom line. You gotta wake up. DJ Wolf. That's all I got, guys. Thank you, guys. Somebody said Joe 644 or something doing. Thank you, Joe. Hey, Lori. I appreciate y'all response, man, but hey. Thanks again, guys. Any comments, please leave them right here in the comment section on my channel. Rate, subscribe, like, and thank you so much for the likes, by the way. I'm out.